Howdy, Truth Seekers. Ghost Lee Hunter here with another episode of Hunters of the Paranormal. Tonight we ride the trail of high strangeness, keeping our eyes to the sky in search of UFOs. Tonight's interview is with Randy and Lilly Wilkerson, describing the UFO that appeared over their house on Memorial Day. So tighten the reins and get ready for another wild ride. Truth Seekers, mount up. Howdy, Randy. How's it going?
All right.
Oh, man, that footage that you took is it's awesome footage. Did you guys get a pretty good look at it, a pretty clear look at the object itself? I'm sure in real life it was a lot different than through the camera.
Well, she actually saw it first. She was looking up and just like out of nowhere, here it was. It's like it just dropped out of the sky.
Oh, wow. So just boom, it was just right there.
Yeah, because she was watching the planes. She like planes fly by. And I told her, I said, where did that come from? Because I didn't understand what she was talking about. And I looked up, and there it was. She's like, it literally just dropped out of the sky. Like, it disappeared.
Oh, wow. I tried to enhance the photograph to see if I could see any detail in it. And last, it would have been around, I think it was around May as well, my mother up around Newcastle, Indiana, her and my uncle actually saw a craft that is almost identical to what you guys saw. And when I enhanced it, you could see what appears to be like a cockpit there. And my mom said when she saw whatever this thing was, it was sitting in the sky, and when her and my uncle saw it at the same time, it was hovering over a cornfield, and this thing, she said, it tipped straight down, like the nose of it went straight down. She said you could see the cockpit, and she said it like turned in their direction and then just immediately just disappeared. So
no, like it just, she said it like it just dropped out of the sky.
Because I looked at you crazy.
And what was weird was it kind of looked like the bottom of it looked like it had like a black bottom to it.
Oh, wow.
Then it was white. It went up like a tubular style deal. Mm-hmm. And it had this little piece, kind of what I thought, like a wing or something sticking out. At first I thought it was a drone. And I told her, I said, well, that can't be a drone. Usually you hear the propellers. You hear that buzzing noise a drone puts off, and it just kept turning circles and floating over it. Never went any higher, never went any lower, and it just kept going.
Did you guys see in the footage, did you guys see the other objects that are flying around it?
Now, yeah, I went back and looked at her video that I posted in the group, the group. I seen the orb in the bottom left of the screen.
Okay.
And I was like, that's weird. And then after I talked to you, I went back and watched our videos again, and I seen the one. It looked like it come out of the sky towards it. It made a 90-degree to the left, down, and then left and out of the screen.
Yeah, I saw that one as well. And I've got a projector, like I can project it on the wall to blow it up real big. And the one where that comes from the left. It looks to me like it almost like leaves a little smoke trail behind it, but it dissipates really quick. Did you notice that on the one in the lower, the kind of goes at an angle from the left of the screen?
I didn't see the smoke trail. She said she did.
She did. She saw him.
Yeah, in the bill.
Yeah.
When she looked, yeah.
Did this thing? Do you think this thing may have had some trouble? Is that what you think? Maybe like it was stalled out or something like that, maybe, possibly?
Well, and that's the thing, though. It never sped up and never slowed down. It stayed the same constant speed as it just went over and just kept turning the circle till we couldn't see it no more.
That is just amazing. Did it? What direction did it head?
It went towards Terre Haute.
It went towards Terre Haute.
West.
How do you guys live in town? I don't want to give your exact location, but do you guys live in town or do you live out in the country? Or
we live in town.
You do live in. So this thing literally just went right over town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then our neighbors were out too, and I guess they saw it.
They did see it.
No,
they
never
saw it. You know that happens sometimes during sightings. People will see. Some people will see it, and some people will not see it. Is this the first time that you guys have seen anything like this around here?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen drones fly over, but like I said, you can hear them. But this thing never made a sound. I don't know.
And it was just stationary. That's the wild thing about it. You know, if it being cylinder shaped, you wouldn't think that it would be able to stay aloft up in the air like that.
It kind of reminds you of
Satellites.
she said it kind of reminds you of a satellite, but what I thought was like it was like tubular. It went up and it's like it had a cap on it, like you would turn
Yes.
to open, and it stuck out to the side.
Yeah, I could see that. Like it almost looked like a wing coming off the back of it.
Yeah,
but it was just one wing is all it looked like, and it looked like a paddle almost as it would spin.
Yeah, because the way our backyard set up, we can see over the trees on one side and over the trees on the other. And she said it just popped. There it was, out of nowhere.
Yeah, I thought.
Was your wife? What's her name again? What's your name, ma'am?
Lily.
Lilly.
Did you were you looking in that direction at the time that you seen it just appear right there?
Yeah, and I looked around to see if there's an airplane or something that comes out of the air.
And did when you saw it, did it just drop there? Or did it just appear there, just like boom, all of a sudden, just appeared?
It just like appeared there.
Oh wow! Isn't that wild how that stuff happens? I had a sighting here. I'll tell you kind of roundabout where I live, but kind of over around the Poland area. I've got it in 2016. I was out in the yard and I just happened to look up and I saw something. When I first saw it, I thought it was a weather balloon, and it was coming through the clouds. And I thought, well, it was a weather balloon because it looked like it was going through the clouds, but it was stationary and the clouds were moving away from it, if that makes any sense, so that it gave it the appearance that it was actually moving towards me, but it was just stationary. And
yeah, that's the thing with this. There were no clouds.
Yes. And see that was another thing. Like as soon as this thing appeared, I watched it for an hour and 45 minutes, and it when it appeared, it just sat there, and it was just like it just slowly moved to the east, just barely moving, and then it went and moved to the south, and then it was gone. And when it took off about the speed of a plane, but It didn't have. It sat on the edge. It was a white disc. I think I sent you the photograph of it. It sat on edge, a white disc, and I don't know what it was doing. You know, our government has all kinds of things. It could be. I'm not going to say extraterrestrial, but it could be. I'm not going to rule that possibility out, but I also think that our government is playing around with some technology that we're like not privy to knowing about. You know what I mean? But this thing, I thought, came in and was scanning the area. But one of the weird things about this object was it looked like it tried to make clouds, like puffs of smoke was coming out of, like it was trying to build a cloud, if that makes sense. But it just seemed like it just couldn't get it done. But yeah, and then about, let me see here. It was been on the 11th, I believe, of this month. I caught some lights in the sky down around it's basically between Clay City and the 59 and 42. You know, where the highway 42 and 59 meet, back behind where the Dollar General is. And they were hovering over the trees, and I've seen them before, but this was the first time I've been able to catch them with my cell phone really good. They were these bright orange lights, and they were hovering at an angle over the trees, and it looked like one shot out another one, if that makes any sense, and it went from the one over to the other one, and then it went around it, and then away from it. But go ahead.
When did you say that was?
Where it was, or what it was?
When?
Oh, it would have been May the 11th. Yeah, May the 11th.
Remember the guy that went to your mom's house? With air hole, and said the same thing, like orbs they seen in the sky kind of moving around.
Yes.
All of a sudden, like it's like they separated and there were two orbs instead of one.
Yes, and that's what these did. They will separate, and the ones that I've seen in the past, they will separate like that, and then they'll come back together, and then then they'll like maybe go out, and then one will appear to the right, and one would appear to the left, and then they would go back together. And
yeah, he said when they first saw it, it's like three of them moving around, and said before he realized it, there's like 12 of them.
Oh wow, was that in this area here?
That was in Terre Haute.
In Terre Haute, okay.
And he said in just about a minute or two, said all of a sudden there was just one and it was gone.
Yep, that's the characteristics. He's explained exactly what I've witnessed, and I've had family members witness it. And I don't know exactly what it is, but I did find a clip. I actually made a video. It's on my YouTube channel. It's called Hunters of the Paranormal, and I put a clip of the news report on there. It's from 1978, and they're described the exact same thing. So this is a phenomenon that's been happening for a long time. Now, we have Crane Naval Base would be to the south of us, and then we've got the other Air Guard base here beside us. So we're in between some military facilities, and I've often wondered if maybe they could possibly be testing something. But I tell you what, whatever that technology is that you guys saw and what I have witnessed and keep seeing is something above and beyond any technology that I know of. I tell you what, man, it's far in advanced. I mean, a disc that can hover in the air without making a sound and moving is that's something else.
It's like the height of it was like maybe like an air evac helicopter when they're in emergency run. You know how low they.
Yes.
That's probably about the height of where a helicopter would be at.
So you guys got good look at it. And you know what's really interesting about your footage is that whatever those other things are that we see coming in the frame, it's like it comes in and goes around it. It's like it's checking on it, or it's almost like it's a security craft or something. Yeah, and you can't see it with your regular eye. You really have to watch the video to see it. Absolutely. It is some great footage, and man, you guys were really on it to be able to capture that. I bet you did it kind of scare you guys when you first saw it? Because when I had my encounter, it made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. I can't lie. It did hurt because for like about a minute and a half, she never said nothing. I didn't know what was going on until she said something.
Looked up at the sky like, China's here. That's literally what I said.
You said what now again? You kind of broke up there for a minute. Sorry.
Said China was here.
Oh, you know what? Hey, it wouldn't surprise me the way that they're just allowing this stuff to go over our heads. But who's to say it's even China? It may be them doing it to us, guys. Who knows? They're so corrupt anymore. We just at their mercy. Have you or your wife had any other type of encounters or anything strange happen to you guys before? Like no missing time or anything like that.
Besides getting vaccinated.
Well, that's a missing time right there in a different way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh man. Wow, guys. I'm blown away by that footage. I just think it's amazing, and I am finally relieved that somebody else has saw this something similar to what I've seen, and I can't believe it. It's just amazing. You can literally tell when you see and blow that footage up that is some type of cylindrical object with a wing, and
time more today.
Oh yeah, we catch ourselves looking up a lot more now.
Yeah, and you know what? I bet there's a part of you that's that your curiosity is going to be, what in the world was that? And you'll be out looking for them all the time now. You'll be like, what in the world is this? You know?
Well, she like I said, she likes to watch go over too.
Mm-hmm.
So she's always watching the sky anyway.
Do you guys live very far away from the armory by any chance up there in Brazil?
I don't even know where the armory's at.
Right there on Dollar General.
Yeah. Yes.
South or north? Or no, south. Oh, we're what are we, about 2 miles? 2, maybe 3 miles from the armory.
Yeah, we're right.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put it like this: from our house to McDonald's is a mile.
Oh, okay.
So if I had to guess, probably about 2 miles to the armory.
Reason why I was mentioning that was the night that I got the footage. I got like 9 minutes of footage of those lights that I saw, and I had to take a vehicle and drop it off at my mother-in-law's, and it was like 12. It was getting close to around 12:30 at night. And I hurried up and went to her house, and I thought, well, I'll try to get back and see if those lights are still there. Well, on the way back, I had to go up towards 59, and I cut through the country, and I come out of Staunton there, and over towards the armory, there was 4 of those orbs hovering over in the direction of that armory, and so I hurried up and tried to run the roads as quickly as I could to get over there, because I was going to try to get more footage of them, and by the time I got over there, they had disappeared. So, and I don't know where they went, because what I was thinking was maybe these are military helicopters and they're running at night and they're doing some kind of maneuvers or whatever, but I don't know.
I know back home where I'm from, the military down there, of course, where I'm from is near Fort Campbell Army Base.
Okay.
One of the biggest military bases, and they do a lot of night training with helicopters.
Did they now? What do they look like at night when they're running? Do they run with their lights off, like with just maybe like a red light or nothing?
Most time, if they're in training, because we also done training at the airport there where I'm from, a little small airport, they would only run a red light.
Okay, that makes sense.
Their practice landing, they would run no lights at all.
They're basically going on night vision, probably, or thermal.
Yeah, and then like my cousin lived about 15 miles from me, and the field across from his house, they would literally, the Blackhawks would land in the field, and if you wasn't paying attention, like soldiers would come out of the woods and get on the helicopters and take off, and something about their training for landing zones, they land, how quick they get out and get going and stuff like that. Now, when they done it at night, they had a red light.
Oh, wow. So could you actually hear them at night, or are they kind of stealthy?
Oh, no, you can hear them.
You can hear them rumbling then.
Yeah.
Wow. That, there's a lot of activity that goes on and around military bases, and it makes you wonder what we have, and it's a good thing they're on our side, right, guys? Wow.
Coming from that area, though.
What?
That we saw.
No, that thing we saw.
It just appeared.
Yeah, she never saw it come over the trees. It was just boom.
There. Boom.
It was there.
I kind of just looked at Randy and was like,
Wow, man, that would kind of freak me out just to look up and boom, there it is. And that's kind of what happened to me over here. But it looked to me like it was trying to come out of the clouds. But oh my gosh! And then that object, what I can't get over is that it's cylinder shaped. You can see it that it's cylinder shaped with that wing on the back of it, and that wing is going around. Do you think the whole thing was turning around, or was it the wing itself just the only thing that was going around?
The whole thing was spinning in a circle.
So the whole thing was doing it then. So,
yeah.
Wow. So then the cylinder wasn't separate from the wing itself, and then so it was all moving together.
Like literally, you could see the wing, and then it would turn and blend in with it because it was it would turn and blend it. Turn, you'd see it on the other side, and it just kept spinning.
And you say the underneath side of it was black, right?
It looked like a black dome deal.
On the bottom of it?
It had like a solar panel to it.
Well, that's what we thought at first, because it was black on the bottom.
Wow.
Kind of half moon-shaped solar panel.
And you know that I totally get that about the solar panel deal, and that it looking kind of like a satellite. But you know, if it was a satellite and it was that low in orbit, it wouldn't stay aloft. You know, it
Right.
would just drop out of the sky. And you know how that thing was turning like with a wing? It almost, you know, if that was a plane coming down with one wing, it would have hit the ground with the technology that we have.
Yeah, this stayed at the same height all the way across.
Go ahead.
I said there's definitely it just appeared.
Wow. I heard you in the video say something about calling the police, so I know that you was a little concerned about it.
Yeah, I call FAA, call the airport. What thing's flying over here?
Oh yeah. Well, you know the way things are going, the way the world's going now. I mean, it could be anything. We could been getting attacked. You know, you could have seen the beginnings of an invasion right there or something. You know. I mean, we don't know what these other countries have, and you know, in their arsenal. So,
The height of it, you really couldn't tell how big it was.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was big. It was big enough to tell that it. We've never seen nothing like that.
You know, that's one of the things. I'm not a very good judge of distance either, but the object that I saw, I used a telescopic camera to try to zoom in and get the best pictures that I could get off of it. But like you say, I'm not a good judge of how high something is in the air. I would have to be trained on how to do that type of math. But I wouldn't even be able to guess how high that thing was. What would you guesstimate? You have any clue? You said about the high as a.
Well, you know, like when a medic helicopter comes over and they're going to a scene. You know, they fly over real fast.
Yes.
And you know about how high they are. They're probably a couple of hundred, maybe 1,000 feet above the treetops.
Yes, sir.
I'd have to say it's probably about that high, maybe a little bit higher than that. So I'd say probably a couple of 1,000 feet.
Oh yeah, at least that. So you did get a good view of it. Oh man,
yeah.
Man, oh man.
Because I used my iPhone.
Yeah, she zoomed in on her phone just to try to get best she could. But, like I said, so far zoomed in on it, it just get blurry.
Yeah. So have you guys, neither one of you, had any other paranormal experiences or anything like that associated with something like this? So this is all new territory for you guys.
No. Now, I've had other paranormal stuff, but not dealing with flying
craft. Do you guys, you said something about you put your videos on TikTok. Do you guys have a channel that people could go and look at your footage?
It's just on our page. Just
on your TikTok page. Now, is that just a private page or is it a public?
No, it's on. You can see it on the For You.
Okay. And do you want to tell them your name so that people could look at your footage, or it's up to you guys?
Let me hold on, because I've had my other ones. Let me look at my profile so I know which one. It's at Randy Wilkerson 46.
At Randy Wilkerson 46. Okay.
Yeah, it's all lowercase letters.
All lowercase. All right. That's I'll try to direct you some traffic over there and get you some traffic if you want. The name of our show is called Hunters of the Paranormal. We do a YouTube show. We interview different people about Bigfoot, UFOs, ghosts, whatever we can find or dig up. And we just we've started about a year or so ago, and we've only got like 256 followers, so it's nothing really big. Now my TikTok channel, I had over 100,000 views, so I'm able to go live now over there. So I've got a few more subscribers over there than we do on YouTube. I think YouTube kind of bogs us down. If you try to look for our channel, and if you're interested in watching it, the best way to find it is to do a DuckDuckGo search and type in Hunters of the Paranormal, and you might try like Hunters of the Paranormal episode 11 or something like that, or just whatever episode number, because I think we got 56 videos on there right now. So, but I've caught some pictures of what I believe is a cryptid in a state forest over around this area. And he was peeking out a cryptid, like I don't know if it was a Bigfoot or what it was, but it was some kind of creature peeking around a tree. And I'll send you the picture if you want to see it, if you'd be interested in seeing it.
Now I've had my other encounter, like I said, it wasn't a flying deal, and it tour this place. It's down in Franklin, Kentucky, and it's called the Octagon Hall. I literally was there. It's been years since well, no, we went there this year, but it's been years since this happened. I was literally they spook it up for Halloween a little bit, do tours. It's a historic site from the Civil War days.
Oh, wow.
And the house is literally shaped like an octagon. It was built like that. And me and some buddies were touring, and we were standing after all the tours in like what you would call the living room area.
Mm-hmm.
And look through the door, and the stairs goes up to a landing, and there's a window, and then it goes up to the second story where the bedrooms are at. And I'm standing there with a buddy, and we're talking to the investigators that were investigating and doing the tours. And I literally watched this black shadow go from left to right. Like it was so black you couldn't see the window. You couldn't see you couldn't see the light going through the rails on the wall. It was just solid black, and I watched it go from left to right. It was a black shadow.
A black shadow. Did it block out? Was it daylight outside when this was going on?
No, it was dark outside, and they had the chandelier on in the what I would call the hallway area where the stairs go upstairs. The stairs go up, and it hangs low enough that you can see the lights through the railing of the stairs.
Oh, wow.
And there was at that time there was a painter's tripod set up in the corner, and I kept looking up there, kept looking, not really paying attention to nothing, just looking around, kept looking up. All of a sudden, I couldn't see the window, I couldn't see the tripod, I couldn't see the lights on the wall, and I just seen this black shadow go left to right and disappear.
Now, when you saw it, did it just kind of like float across when you saw it? The blackness.
Well, when I first saw it, I didn't realize what I was looking at. I didn't realize the black shadow until I literally watched it go from left to right.
Oh, wow.
I literally watched it disappear, and just before that happened, my buddy was sitting there, and a rug had fell off the railing on the landing part right before I saw that, and he said he saw a hand next to the rug before it fell.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Now, I don't have no videos of that or nothing, but I'm telling you, it's just like it happened yesterday.
Well, just being able to tell it is good enough. On our show, I'm going to let you guys know, we don't have no judgment, because we know that people have seen these things. It's a reality, and, we can't explain it, what we've seen. And when you see these things, it's like you're saying to you, I don't know if you said this to yourself, but when I saw some things, I've said to myself, am I really seeing this right now? Did you kind of think that when you saw it? Am I really seeing this right now?
Yeah, I mean, it spooked me for a minute, because I was like, nudging my buddy, I was like, did you see that? And he's like, no, what are you talking about? And I'm like, dude, seriously. I was like, this black shadow literally just disappeared in front of me. I just watched it.
Oh, my gosh. That'd make the hair stand on the back of my neck.
My first words was, what the hell was that?
Yep. I can see that. Oh my gosh! Now, during the Civil War, did this house have a history of having like caring for the soldiers and stuff like that inside, like a hospital type thing?
It had a hospital. There was they say the little girl of the family died in this house at 7. Her garment when they lived in the base house was being built. She had went down there and got her dress caught on fire, burnt 90% of her body, I think they said.
Oh,
and
man.
The other thing that happened was going upstairs. My buddies had went into the first bedroom, which is the little girl's room, and there's this ball that she plays with, which ain't there no more. But they went in the bedroom, and I took a step, and this ball come out of the bedroom, hit me in the foot, went back in, because my first thought was, who kicked the ball?
Mm-hmm.
You know, which one of you idiots kicked the ball trying to scare somebody? And they was like, we never touched the ball. They said it come out from under the bed, went out the door, hit me in the foot, and went right back under the bed.
Right back under the bed where it came from. Oh, wow. That's spooky, man. That is some spooky stuff.
Still to this day, I think somebody kicked the ball, but like I said, all I know is the ball come out of the room, hit me in the foot, and went right back in the bedroom.
And there wasn't anybody in the bedroom, was there?
They were in the bedroom, but they was on the opposite side of the bed.
Opposite side of the bed. Wow. And is this in Franklin, Kentucky, you said?
Yeah, you can look it up. I mean, you can go in there and tour. I think it's like $5 a person. They tell you the history of it and some things. Okay. It's called the Octagon Hall.
The Octagon Hall.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's in the top 10 of the most haunted places in the world. If not the world, I know the U.S.
Well, with the encounters that you had there, I would say that it probably is part of the top 10. Wow.
They told us in the tour that if we ever saw a black shadow and it did not disappear within 2 to 3 seconds of seeing it, that they had to get any male that saw it, if it didn't disappear 2 to 3 seconds after seeing it, they had to get out of the house because they said it was a demonic possession.
A demonic possession.
Now, the tour before us, they stalled our tour because apparently they had to escort a guy out of the house because he started getting very violent and angry, and his wife had said that he's never done that before.
Oh, wow.
And then I went the next night after that and worked in the haunted barn. You know, that you do the tour and stuff, and then they got a haunted barn, Michael Myers and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I went back the next night and volunteered for the haunted barn. And it had slowed down a little bit, and I stepped out to smoke a cigarette, and I heard this little boy tell his dad, they were walking back to the car, say, "Dad, my leg is burning." He's like, "My leg is burning." So I grabbed my flashlight. I'm like, "Hey, let me see what we can do. Maybe he got bit by something,
Mm-hmm.
And there were 3 scratch marks down the back left of his calf muscle.
Oh, wow. 3 scratch marks. That's that is a tall tale sign of a major haunting. Usually in haunted houses, there'll be 3 scratch marks. I've actually encountered the scratch marks, and my mom has too. Her house is over 100 years old, and that black shape that you said you saw moving across from across in front of you, we saw a black blob shadow thing come down the wall. It went down the wall behind the TV we were watching, and then it was like it was like it had a consciousness, if that makes sense. Like it knew that we could see it all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of shook back and forth and then shot straight back up the wall and disappeared up into the corner. Right. And I asked my mom when that happened, I said, "Did you just see that?" And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "What the hell was that?" And she said, "I don't know." And I said, "That was weird." I said, "That was like it knew that we could see it." And I said, "Did you feel that way too?" And she said, "Yes." So I'm right there with you, buddy. I've seen a shadow myself. Go ahead.
I said, yeah, it was freaky. It spooked me because, usually things like, yeah, and I'm like, okay, let's chase it. Let's see what it is. I want to know what it is. But when I saw it, like I had cold chills run straight up my back, up the back of my head, my neck. And I was like, what the hell is this? And I'm like I said, I'm nudging my buddy going, dude, what is this?
Did he catch a glimpse of it as well, or was it gone by then?
He never saw it. Like, I was in shock. I was just standing there going, I couldn't move.
I had something come up on me in the woods while I was deer hunting, and I was the same way. I was like standing there. I was like, am I really seeing this? And just in disbelief. You're basically, like you said, you're just in shock. You just don't know what to do. I mean, it's just like you're mesmerized and you're confused, and you just can't realize. It's like your body doesn't, your mind can't register what you're looking at. You know what I mean?
Right.
Since we're talking about this kind of stuff, I got one more question for you before we go. Did you ever encounter any stories about Bigfoot or anybody that you knew of in Kentucky? Because Kentucky seems to be a hotbed for Bigfoot sightings and different things like that. Did you have anybody ever that you come across when you lived there that talked about anything like that?
No, I never heard anybody talk about something like that when I lived there.
Now, are you very close to the Daniel Boone?
Down
there?
Where I lived at, I was probably a couple hours.
From the Daniel Boone.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know. There's a YouTube channel. It's called Dogman Encounters, and there's the whole show is focused on what this creature called a dogman, and it's an upright walking dogman that has like the upper body like of a man, but it has a head of a dog, and then it has the legs of a dog, and it walks upright. And a buddy of mine and my friend David lives in Kentucky, and he actually saw one when he was younger, and it walked across like a logging road in front of him. And it was in the I don't know so much as that one was in the Daniel Boone, but there's quite a few sightings in the Daniel Boone itself down there. So if you're interested in having some interesting listen to, you enjoy listening to Dogman Encounters on YouTube. There's also go ahead, buddy.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, there's another one. It's called Monster 911, and that's Lance Hightower's channel. Now, his covers Bigfoot and UFOs and stuff like that, but he also had a Dogman encounter. And let me think here. Is there any other ones that I could tell you about? There's Bushwhacking with the Rooster. That's a buddy of ours. He's always hunting like Bigfoot and stuff, going out and finding stuff. But let's see here. Yeah, Dogman Encounters is one you'll enjoy if you like stuff like that, and Monster 911. That's the two main ones. But I think you'll really enjoy them. If you listen to Dogman Encounters, I'm not sure right offhand the episode number, but Paul Chafin's encounter is the one you want to listen to.
Okay.
But it's usually people that's hunting, but then there's people that have seen them in the cities, and it's unusual stories about to hear something about upright walking dog man. But there was an encounter here in northern Indiana that I come across on YouTube because I started getting into it and looking it up. And the guy was actually he'd been a chiropractor, and he had also been an RN, like a nurse, so he was familiar with anatomy and the way things walk. And this thing walked right down the road, right in front of his window, and right past his driveway, right down the road to a 4-way stop. And he went out and looked to see if he could see it, and it had he thought it had disappeared, but he looked catty corner across the road, and it had went down on all fours, and then turned around and looked at him, and then went off, took off into the woods or whatever. So they can walk on all fours, and they can walk upright. So
Ain't nothing like that.
No, I've never seen anything like that myself. I mean, I've seen some glowing eyes in the woods that weren't lit up with light, shining light on them like in the pitch black dark, but I've never seen anything like that. But the way they're messing with genetics anymore, nothing would surprise me, man.
Right.
So, well, I won't keep you on here much longer. I'm sure you got to work and got a family to take care of, and I appreciate you coming on here. Randy, if you have any more encounters or you see anything, give me a holler. You got my number now, and I'd like to talk to you again sometime about this stuff. If you might be interested in coming back on, I'd sure love to have you, man.
All right.
Hey, thank you and your wife. Thank your wife for me, and I really appreciate you guys letting me use that footage to put on TikTok. I did a little video. I'll send it to you so you can watch it. I put I put music to it and stuff, and I put your name at the beginning of it. I should have used better letters because it's almost they're blurry. It looks like lightning or whatever on there. But Randy Wilkerson, right? That's your name, Randy Wilkerson.
Yeah, Wilkerson.
All right, and we've got your TikTok information, and when I put this up on YouTube, I would like our followers, if they'd be interested in seeing it, to go and check out Randy's website on TikTok. All right, guys, I'm going to get off here and let Randy go. And thank you, Randy, for taking the time out in your evening. And I know time is precious, and I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you very much for everything you've done here. I appreciate it. Have a good night, buddy.
You too.
Bye-bye, buddy.
Bye.